Well, it's been a minute, hasn't it? Let's just jump right into this. So we're going to go for basically a basic everyday makeup look. I always start with some moisturizer and some primer, which I've already done off camera. Then we're going to go in with our foundation. The foundation that I'm using is not full coverage. I like using a not full coverage foundation, a non-full coverage foundation nowadays, especially if my skin is clear, just because I've noticed that since I have freckles, if I use a full coverage foundation and freckles are showing on my neckline but not on my face, it just kind of looks funny. So having a medium coverage foundation will show some of those through, and it just makes the look better. It just makes it look more natural, more realistic, I suppose you could say. So when I can go in with medium coverage, I do. I feel like we all know how to do this. I'm just going to basically be telling you guys why this is a basic makeup look. I'm going to go in with some concealer here. This is by Koki, and I'm just going to use this to sort of even out and create dimension on the face. That foundation's a little bit too dark for me, so by adding that lightness in the key corners of my face, it's just going to help kind of bring it all together and make it match with the rest of my body. Usually concealer would be used to cover bags or to cover any type of pimples or blemishes, anything like that, but since my skin is clear at this moment, I'm only using it to create that light and dark little bit of definition. Um, I'm doing all of these steps in particular. This is something that's not new for me for any makeup look. This is absolutely standard. You must do these things. You must moisturize, you must primer, and you've got to put on foundation. Concealer is optional, and then powder. And for me, I like to use a pressed powder like this LA Contours palette in the places where my makeup tends to shift, like my chin, my nose. I place it on my eyes so that I can prepare for any eyeshadow. And then I'm going to do a little bit on my forehead just because I had some extra on the brush there. But you always want to set your makeup with powder. I've talked to people who tell me they don't need powder to get their foundation to stay. I don't know what type of magic is in their skin, but for me, it's absolutely necessary to use a powder. Now, I showed you this, but you can't really see it. This is a pretty vulgar powder, and I do like this powder a lot. And I'm just going to use this. It's translucent. It's loose powder, and I'm going to use that to set the rest of my face where the foundation is, just along the perimeter and under the chin. Again, this is just completely necessary to get it to stay. This should be in your everyday makeup routine. The next step I'm going to do is lipstick. I tend to put my lipstick on before I do my eyes sometimes, just so that I can kind of guide my eyes to match with my lipstick if that's the lipstick I know for sure I'm going to wear. This combination is my go-to combination if I don't know what lipstick to wear. It lasts all day. It's the Too Faced Candy Johnson Sweet and Sour, and then it's a Maybelline, like a plummy shade, a darker shade. The darker Maybelline Superstay shades tend to last longer than the lighter ones, and this combination in particular lasts all day. I love it, so I always go to this combo whenever I'm in doubt. Any lipstick you want to wear, though, is going to work. Even if it's one of those tube lipsticks that you just carry along with you and you tap and you keep up with day to day, do that. Just pick lipstick that you like and carry it with you, and just keep applying it as needed throughout the day, and you will still get the look that you need. Very, very standard stuff. It doesn't have to be a bold red lip. I just sort of tend to gravitate towards bold red lips a lot. So then once you have that lipstick picked for you, the eyeshadow look that we're doing today is absolutely nothing. It's not going to be anything that's going to contrast with whatever lipstick you're working on. And this should be something that you would want to use on like maybe an interview or maybe, just a business meeting or something like that. It's very, very simple. For contour slash bronzer, I'm going to use a Rimmel bronzer. This shade is very, very light because I am so pale, and I do go a little bit heavy-handed on it. If you go a little bit heavy-handed on your bronzer or your contour, you can always take powder and take that away. I didn't really care too much about how heavy-handedly I went on it. It just didn't look that bad to me, so I just kind of went with it. And you're going to concentrate on three main areas depending on your face. One is going to be your cheekbones, your forehead, and then your nose. I didn't use this for my nose, I used something else. I was recording and I can't stand when people interrupt me when I'm recording because it makes me feel really awkward. So anyways, I buffed that all out and then I moved on to blush. This blush I got in my BoxyCharm box, and it's not very pigmented, so you can see I was like smashing my brush in there to get something out of it. That's why I was being ridiculous with it. And then you just, apply it on the apples of your cheeks. You want to smile when you do that too, and depending on your face, apply it in that general area. Now this eyeshadow trick I've showed before, where I just take a brush, there's nothing really on it except for what I had used with it before, and I just use it to create a shadow on my eyes. I do this sometimes when I'm in a hurry or when I just want something really natural. Basically, if you go to pick a shadow, it should be a shadow or a shade. It should be a shadow of something that's on your face already. Something brown, neutral, or gray even. Take that and place that in the crease line, and it's going to create just a little bit of dimension in your eyes and look like you put some effort into it when you really didn't. Now, like I said earlier, I'm going in with my nose contour. I'm using Kat Von D Shade Light Contour Palette, and again, I'm not doing anything crazy with my nose. I'm not making it snatched, as the kids say. I'm just sort of creating a little bit more definition there. I'm going to go in with the Kat Von D Artistry Palette, and I'm only going to go in with one more eyeshadow shade. This is a skin tone type shade for me, and I'm just going to place that on my lid so that it doesn't look so bare. Again, go with whatever skin tone it is that you have, and it's just going to make your eyes pop a little bit more and make it look effortless but also done, because you don't want to see those veins shining through and you don't want it to seem any type of patchy. Now I'm going to go in with my eyebrows. This is pretty standard. I'm using Kat Von D Dip Brow Product. This is something that I definitely think that is necessary for a lot of women to do their brows. Some women have wonderful brows and they don't have to do this, but I personally, I do.
Oh no. Oh shit. Hello. Hi. Get down. Thank you.
My dog was trying to sabotage me that morning. It's okay. So now that we have our eyebrows on, we're going to go on ahead and move on to the next step, which is just one last thing. Spray our faces and put on some mascara. That's pretty much it for you guys. It's super, super simple. This is something that you can do every single day. Make sure you don't get your mascara on the top of your lid. Make sure it's just nice and easily applied. And that's it. Very simple, very easy, everyday makeup. I hope you guys enjoyed. Have a wonderful day, and I do have another video coming out pretty soon. Bye.
What are you doing? No? You're making this difficult. What are you doing, huh? What are you doing? What? Oh, hello. No cutie. No cutie. Want a kiss? Want a kiss? Want a kiss? You don't want to give me a kiss? Rude. Ah, I think you farted. Ugh. I gotta go.